Hi, it's the Forest Daughter Creole, and I have a new set of 4 dream journals to show you. And I'm not very good at organizing this to go smoothly, and unfortunately, the names of all the kits are very similar, so I will pause to read them to you to make sure that I'm getting them correctly. Each book will come with a long hand-frayed ribbon in dark blues, and it's actually printed on one side. It's hard to see on the camera with a little bit of variance in the blue and a tiny little bit of purple. Had I known how much work it would take to hand fray ribbon, especially those that I didn't cut very straight to begin with, I'm not sure I would have gone this route, but I am glad that I did, and it worked out, and they're going to give you a lot of room to tuck stuff into this journal. So I'm going to show you the cover without the ribbon. The first one is called Wild Song. It's a woman walking on a path beneath the crescent moon and an additional moon. They're kind of neat. They vary a little bit that way. There's one called My Forest, which is a fox out on a snowy evening beneath a massively starred sky. There's one called Invisible Connection, and I think it's a pair of sisters sharing secrets. And the third one is a different kit, but this one is a winged woman sleeping called One Dream. The first 3 samples, first 3 journals, were a kit from a kit called Under a Starry Sky by LikeInkDrops. And they're really what initiated this whole journey. I was just mesmerized by the patterns in the stars and the number of moons in the kit. The other one, The Sleeping Woman with Wings, is from a kit called Wild Forest Junk Journal Kit by LenArteStudio. And I will try to get all of these in the description at the bottom so you'll know where to find these if you want to recreate any of this. The covers themselves, believe it or not, are recycled file folders. Some of them were for hanging file folders, and a lot of them were company file folders in unusually pretty blues. In fact, the My Forest with the Fox, you can still see a little bit of the embossing from the company who made the folders for probably some kind of convention. So this one, all I've done is glue the cover onto a red piece of scrap paper to give it a little bit of a frame. All of these words at the bottom that give titles to these books came with the Winged Woman kit. So all I've done is match them how I wanted them to go with the images and put them on the book. Now the file folders, I took the largest folded piece of paper that I was going to put into the journal, lined it up on the spine, and then cut a space to give me a little bit of margin around that page to give me the size of the file folder cover. Then I rounded the corners just on the 2 outer corners so that it didn't poke you because it is kind of stiff. And the covers are actually nice and thick because I've put images on cardstock on the front and the back. And then the front image on each of these has been sealed with 2 coats of polyurethane matte varnish. And I'm going to keep showing this because it's not expensive and you can get it at Michael's. You just brush it on in 2 directions, and as soon as the first coat is dry, you add the second. And what that does when you're printing on a smooth, heavy paper with dark colored inks is it helps prevent you from rubbing the ink off and showing white beneath it. So that's been done for the cover, and it's also been done on the centerfold of each journal so that you can handle the centerfold. And what I mean by handle is I thought they would be really good ways to start a meditation. Just to light a candle, relax, and see where the images took you. So I have also polyurethaned the centerfold image so that it doesn't rub through and show the white of the cardstock. Each one will come with its own handwritten letter, giving you ways you might use the journal and giving credit to all of the digital artists used in the journal. All of the journals have the same components, though they may not be exactly the same images. So this first one has a large tag. They will all have one large tag. The paper on the back is just a cardstock, give you a surface that you can write on. I've added a little tab here of some interesting papers and images. The beads are on DMC floss. And these are kind of an unusual bead. I don't know if I can get it where you can see it easily. But these are Magatama glass beads. They're a Japanese bead. The holes that you thread through are off-center. So what they will do is form a flip-flop stack of beads. I don't know if I can get you to see this. But what it does is it makes them very bubbly to feel. And I wanted that tactile sensation in these. So that's on all of the large cards. Will have those Magatama beads. This is a sheet of art paper that has been tea-dyed and hand-torn. Each one will have a blue envelope with 2 writing cards. These are by Momentary. And I think this kit is called Persian Flowers. They're just blank on the back so that you can add your own doodles or stories or however you want to decorate those. The gray sheet in this book is really kind of interesting. It's nice and heavy, but if you look really careful at the edge here, it was perforated. Just adds another tactile piece to the journal. Each journal is going to have 5 animal tags. They are winter animals in the snow from a forest, and it's called Winter Story Tags and Envelopes Kit by DarlingChickadee. They looked cold to me in the snow, and I wanted this to be a kind of cozy journal. So for the tabs on each one, I chose fabric that felt like flannel, not actually feels like flannel, but looks like flannel, and hand-frayed the tags for each one. So you'll get 5 tags in each journal. They will all have a strip of the same 5 fabrics. On the back are different papers, and I hand cut stars to carry the Starry theme through. Gives you a little space for writing. Each journal will have 3 vintage line sheets around to the corners so they would not tear. 3 sheets of a really interesting blue copy paper. The heaviest sheets in them will vary a little bit, but they'll all have the 3 full sheets of lined paper, the 3 full sheets of the blue copy paper. And each one will have a postcard. Each one will have a centerpiece by the same group. Let's see, this kit was called The Brightest Moon, BU Journey Co. And that was used as a centerfold in each of these. These books have a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, a bit of scrap there, with DMC floss, and then I made paper tags on the ends. The center folds are sealed with polyurethane so that you can handle them without them rubbing raw. I was hoping that people would consider using them as a way to meditate. So you open the journal, you have a beautiful page, light a candle, and just see where that image takes you. It's the side here, another floral image from Momentary. Each journal will have a vintage piece of stationery with its matching envelope and sealing sticker. So you can write yourself a letter at the start of the year, and then at the end of the year, see how far you've come from your dreams. Or you could send it to a friend. Each journal is going to have a floating pocket, and these designs are from Celestial Realm Kit by Digital Paper Delights. And these turned out fairly interesting to me. I used a really textured paper, and the ink didn't set down into all of the creases. To me, it looks like it's raining, but it does have a bit of texture, and I liked it, so I kept it. Each one will have a heavy moon charm, metal charm, and each kit has 2 full sheets of writing paper tucked in. And there's room for you to add more if you like. So even though these are fairly small one signature kits, there's a lot of writing space. I think there are 40 pages if you count the front and back of each page, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And each kit will come with its own mini oracle deck. So for example, this one will come with this deck. There are 8 cards, and these celestial women designs are from a kit called Celestial Moon Digital ATC Cards by the Cards Art Printable. And on the back of these dark blue celestial cards, I've used my own coffee dyed paper and added 8 words. These words can jumpstart your dreams or your thoughts. So you can pull one and you can write on the back what thoughts the word brought up, or you can use them over and over again and write what thoughts come up in the journal. The 8 words are wisdom, searching, lonesome, comfort, freedom, ancient, hidden, and welcome. And the same 8 words are used in all of the mini oracle decks. So this would come as a kit tied in its own blue ribbon. And I'm going to flip through briefly the others so you get an idea of how the differences are. This is the One Dream Journal. It also has the handwritten letter, the large tag with beads, space to write your name at the top, the tea-dyed paper, the envelope with a couple of writing cards, the Dove stationery, 3 full pages of the vintage lined writing paper. They came on one of those notebook sets where it's sealed at the top with that strip of gummy stuff, so you may have to pop that open. The 3 pages of blue copy paper, the 5 animal tags. This is a centerfold here. It's bright moon on the water. Its postcard, its pocket. This one was not on the textured paper, so it actually printed a little bit differently, but it has the moon charm. And this one will come with a deck set using tags from this kit. So they're a little different than the celestial ones. And these have, I set it down in the condensation from my Diet Dr. Pepper. Have no fears, it will dry. And I just used spring light scrapbooking paper for the backs of those. They are both tied on links of vintage seam binding, lace stretchy seam binding. So that would come with this one, and it would also be sealed in its long length of blue ribbon. The next one would be Invisible Connection. I'll try to get these up in my Etsy shop by the end of today or tomorrow, and this is a week right before Christmas. Your handwritten sheet of ideas on how to use it and credit to the digital artists. This also has 2 writing cards, 3 pages, the little animal tags. The centerfold on this one is a tree of life, and I really like the little papers I used for the tag, cut-offs of cardstock. This one has 3 little apothecary jars, and the back side has 3 as well. And this one is a folded picture of a jar with wildflowers. Stationery. That's its postcard. And again, this is the writing card. So that's in this one. And this one is Invisible Connection. Invisible Connection is also going to have a set of 8 cards with it. And I think the last one is My Forest. It's my favorite. I love the fox. Handwritten sheet. Kind of knowing the drill here. Everything may be in a slightly different position, but all of the pieces are here. The 5 tags, the writing paper. The center of this one is a full moon on water with sailing ships. The large tag with beads. The stationery. This postcard is a little different. It is also a sailing ship on water, but this one is a vintage card from 1964. And I think if you work at it and you can read script, you can translate what Joe has to see to Lee Black. So that's tucked in there. This is the pocket for this one. And again, they all will come with the 8-card mini oracle deck set and the long length of blue cotton ribbon to tie. Again, I'm the Forest Daughter, and my shop on Etsy is the Forest Daughter Shop, and hopefully these will be up the week before Christmas. Thank you.